G'day guys, Anthony Piccolo here from Hockey Victoria. I'm the High Performance and Athlete Development Manager. So fortunately enough, we've got a couple of our teams here today and this week in Melbourne, AHL and our under 13 boys. Really exciting time. We can feel the stands here, see our future stars and our current stars competing this week. This is something new this year with the under 13 boys and AHL being linked together. It's tangible that the under 13 boys can actually see where they want to head in the years to come. And it's also a great initiative that it's dual supporters. Vikings can come watch the 13 boys and 13 boys can head over to the other pitch and watch the Vikings play as well. Today we've got actually both teams doing a clinic, probably some for each other. The under 13 boys showed the guys how to do some tomahawks the other day. And at the moment the under 13 boys have actually gone out and selected their player and their skill set that they want to learn on. So let's go have a look and see how they're going. Glenn, what have you taught Elias today?
Today Elias is pretty keen to learn on his receiving and his open receive. So when he gets the ball, receiving with vision, and also as you can see behind us, he's working on his hitting.
And have you had much experience working with elite juniors before?
Yeah, I mean I have, but it's been really nice to come back and do a little bit more with the kids at home. It's something that we probably don't get to do often enough. Unfortunately, a lot of the work we do is based with kids either in other states or other countries, so it's really nice to work with the Victorian kids.
Great, so obviously you are enjoying this initiative. It's new, it's the first time AHL and 13 boys is together. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great. If I was 13 and in this position, I would have been stoked. Yeah, it's really nice to bridge the gap between the top level Victorian players and then the junior kids as well. So I think it's a really great initiative and hopefully it takes off and the boys get something out of it as well.
G'day Elias, why did you pick Glenn Simpson to do the clinic with today?
Because he's a really good hockey player and he looks up really well when he traps the ball.
And what have you learned from him today?
So far I've learned how to trap the ball while also looking up, and also how to hit the ball.
Sure. So when did you find out you were going to be linking with the Vikings today, and how did you get to pick Glenn?
So we found out yesterday that we were going to have a workshop with the Vikings, and also we had a list of players, and out of those players we picked who we wanted, and that's when I picked Glenn.
And was there any fighting over players, or did you have it nice and easy?
Nice and easy, we always had to split players.
Chris, do you remember your time as a 13-year-old?
Yeah, I do. We ended up playing in Adelaide and we ended up winning the tournament, which was my first state tournament. Amazing experience, I was so rapt. To be presented by Dave Wansborough, actually, my first state shirt. It was quite an experience, although I was quite a rather larger boy. I used to play centre half and I would have been about 80 kilos. So, as you can imagine, I was probably one of the big kids, a bit of a bully. Not so tall, but a little wide.
And how's the skill level here compared with your team back then?
It's hard to say. I would like to say about the same, but I think these kids have got so much better skills than we had. Drags and lifts, and it's because they do get to see a bit more on TV as opposed to just the big tournaments and stuff now. They're going to get a lot more out of it.
What kind of coaching were you getting at this age?
Yeah, our coaching was sort of, it was more structure orientated, I think, than skill orientated. And looking at a lot of these kids, their basic skills are very good. And I think that probably makes a big difference as a whole for the team.
So someone who's reached the top end of this sport, what advice or single point would you suggest to these kids?
I think a lot of it for myself personally, the difference is I've always focused on being able to trap a ball. So the difference when you get from state hockey at AHL to Australian hockey is how quick and how well you can do the basics. I really focus on, the thing is every time you can make your trap, you can create or you can do something. If you're not trapping, you're not making anything. So I always focused on my trap, and then obviously being able to pass is a big part of my game. So I always focused on that, and also being able to do a penalty corner skill. So me being a drag flicker makes a big difference in selection. Also being able to score goals as a defender makes you feel good, so you're not just defending the whole time.
Joey, are you inspired having the opportunity to learn from one of the best drag flickers in the world, Chris Sorello, Victorian?
Yeah, it's really good having the best players around to always improve and learn new things and to always improve your game. It always helps having the best around.
And did you sleep last night knowing you had this opportunity today?
Yes, luckily I did, but I had those moments where you wake up in the middle of the night thinking about what's going on tomorrow.
Perfect. And what have you learnt so far today off Chris?
Well, I've learnt how to overhead the ball in many different ways, from coming from the side, from ball rolling forwards, and many other different ways. And we've also learnt how to drag flick, which is good.
What are the specifics that you've learnt from Chris's drag flicking today?
How the foot movement and work, final power through the drag, and then the walk into the shot.
Thank you to Hockey Australia for making this initiative happen. The under-13 boys link into the AHL stars of all states. It's been a great day. All the states have been able to learn from their best and their stars, and also for the AHL stars to come down and contribute back to that grassroots level, because they were once in this position, and also for the under-13s to really look up and see their aspiring stars play this week and also learn from the best. They won't forget it for a while.